In the heart of the peaceful village of Gwindor, something dark began to stir. The once thriving village, where the fields were lush and the rivers full, had slowly begun to wither. Crops died, the animals fled, and the skies above were always overcast. The land itself was under a curse, one that came from deep within the forest. And so, Elira, a young woman full of courage and resolve, decided to venture into the heart of the forest. With each step, the weight of the village's suffering pressed harder against her chest. She could hear the crunch of autumn leaves beneath her boots, feel the cool breeze brushing against her skin. The fading light of the setting sun cast long shadows, but Elira was undeterred. Her path was clear, to confront the enchantress who held her people's fate in her hands. She would not fail. In a hidden clearing deep within the forest, a figure stood, an otherworldly beauty bathed in moonlight. The enchantress. Her silver hair shimmered in the pale glow, her skin glowed like polished marble, and her eyes gleamed with the cold light of distant stars. The very air around her seemed to hum with a strange energy. Elira, though stunned, stepped forward, unafraid. "Do you seek to break my spell, child?" The enchantress' voice was soft, yet carried an undeniable power. Elira met her gaze. "I do. The village is dying. Your magic is the cause, and I must stop it." The enchantress smiled, though it held no warmth, only sorrow. "Power comes at a price. Do you understand what you're asking for?" The enchantress's presence filled the clearing with an almost unbearable weight. But Elira, though trembling inside, stood tall. She knew now that the enchantress wasn't evil. She was trapped by the very magic meant to save the land, a prisoner of her own creation. "Your magic is killing us, but you don't have to keep sacrificing. You can stop," Elira said, her voice shaking with determination. The enchantress' expression softened, just for a moment. "I gave up my humanity to protect the land, but it is a curse, not a gift. And now, you would be a part of it too." But Elira didn't flinch. "I'd rather sacrifice everything than watch my people die. We deserve freedom." Before Elira could even react, the ground beneath her feet cracked open. A dark force surged from below, pulling her down, deeper and deeper into the earth's gaping mouth. Panic gripped her chest as she fell, surrounded by the cold darkness of the abyss. Her scream echoed, swallowed by the void, as shadows stretched around her, pulling her further into the infinite emptiness. She was lost in the darkness that seemed to stretch on forever. As Elira tumbled, the darkness gave way to a soft golden light. In the distance, she saw it, a large, ornate mirror, standing alone in the void. Her feet touched the ground, and she walked toward it, drawn by the light. In the reflection, she didn't see herself. Instead, she saw the enchantress, young and full of life, standing in a meadow bathed in sunlight. The contrast was jarring, the once hopeful woman, now a prisoner of eternal magic. And then the enchantress' voice filled the void. "I was once like you, Elira, full of hope, full of life, but I became a prisoner to this land, to this magic, and now there is no escape." Elira listened intently, her heart heavy with understanding. The enchantress had once been like her, a woman who chose to protect her people, only to lose everything in the process. "I was bound to this land, Elira. I gave up my life to save it, but I was tricked. The land demands more than I can give. It never ends." Her voice trembled, for the first time showing a flicker of vulnerability. "Why didn't you try to break free?" Elira asked, softly. The enchantress's eyes dimmed. "Because freedom comes at a cost, and I cannot afford to let go, not yet." Back in the village, the effects of the enchantress's curse became undeniable. Crops withered. The once bustling marketplace was now silent. People wandered aimlessly, their faces gaunt and filled with worry. The rivers, which had once flowed with life, now barely trickled. The land had grown sick, and so had the village. The heart of Gwindor, its people, was breaking. Inside the elders' gathering room, a somber mood hung in the air. Maps of the village and the forest were spread out, and ancient texts were opened. The elders knew they were running out of time. If the enchantress could not be stopped, Gwindor would fall. "The land is dying. Our people are dying," one elder murmured. "We need Elira to return." But the winds outside howled, and the sky darkened.